Well, I've been coming up north since about 1990. My dad bought our first place in '88, and then we bought Elk Island Lodge in '99. I moved over in 2000. I guided here for a couple years, tried to figure out the lake as best as I could in a short period of time because God's Lake is a really big lake. And then after guiding here for 2 years, I became camp manager, and in 2013 I bought out my dad's interest and became sole owner-operator of Elk Island Lodge and Edmund Lake Outpost. At Elk Island Lodge, we can accommodate 50 people. We have 13 guest cabins. We have cabins for 2, 4, 6, and 8, and it's a full-service lodge. Great staff, unbelievable chef. Guides are amazing, definitely the best on God's Lake, probably some of the best in all of Manitoba. The facility itself is very modern, very clean, very comfortable. We have things from hot tubs to saunas to golf carts for the guests to get around the island easily to and from the dock. We have a floatplane stationed here. It's a very modern, very clean and comfortable camp. Well, the trophy pike fishing on God's Lake is excellent. There is always, probably around 200 to 300 pike caught between 40 inches and about 50 inches. The biggest pike I've heard of since we've had Elk Island Lodge is 53 and a half. That's a big pike. Lake record is 59. That is a really big pike. But to go out and catch 10 pounders, you can catch 5, 6, 10 pounders a day with the occasional 20 pounder. It's a great lake. Pike Factory is basically God's Lake in a nutshell. The trout fishing, God's Lake is ranked in the top 5 in all of Canada for lake trout. To get 10 pounders, again, I don't want to say every cast or every time you vertical jig, but there are so many 10-pound lake trout in this lake. It's amazing. The biggest lake trout I've heard of caught out of God's Lake is 61 pounds,
wow,
which was the provincial record for quite some time. But we'll catch at least 2 or 3 40-pounders this season.
Right.
God's River is actually ranked number 2 in all of Canada for trophy brook trout fishing. There's some rivers that are, pretty good in Canada that you can get trophies on, but size-wise, the average size of trophy brook trout here is definitely on the larger side. Our average brook trout is 17 to 18 inches, and if you look in the Webster's Dictionary of Fishing, and under the word brook trout, you'll see God's River. So that alone is a testimonial to how good the river is. Edmund Lake is one of the best pike lakes in Manitoba. I would definitely rank it in the top 10, if not the top 5, in regards to an outpost. There's a lot of lakes in Manitoba that you could do day flyouts to, where you could do really, really well, but it wouldn't sustain a fishery for a whole entire summer like Edmund Lake Camp does. Edmund Lake used to be a lodge that took 200 to 300 fishermen per season. Now I run maximum 50 to 80 fishermen per year. The pike fishing just keeps getting better and better every year because no pike come out of the lake. I could think of one group in particular. They were there this year. They had an off year. They were a little disappointed. There were 4 guys. They only caught 22 trophies. 2 years ago, they caught 48 trophies between 4 guys in 8 days. So the lake is outstanding. Earlier I said God's Lake is a pike factory. Edmund Lake is a pike factory. Edmund Lake Outpost is exactly that. It is an outpost. It has a lot of amenities that a lot of other outposts wouldn't have, but at the end of the day, it is an outpost. So it's a do-it-yourself kind of thing. You have to take care of yourself. The cabin itself is very modern, very clean. It has satellite TV. It has wireless internet. It has an ice machine. It has private bedrooms. You still are on your own. You have to be able to know how to use a generator, have an idea of what a water system's like, because there's no camp managers there. You have to be able to have a background where you could fix something On your own.
Yep.
Stegan Lake is a true outpost. Now there you have a cabin with hot and cold running water, indoor shower, indoor toilet. You have bunk beds. You have one room. It could accommodate 4 to 6 people, but again, bunk beds. You have a nice living room area with a big table for dining. You have stove, barbecue, fridge, freezer. True outpost. For the guys that like to rough it a little bit more, it doesn't have wireless internet or TV or things like that. It's for the guys that want to fish from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. That's what Kestegan Lake is all about. And Kestegan Lake has monster northern pike. It's a shallow body of water, so it's phenomenal in June and the first week of July. But then the weeds grow up and they kind of mat the lake over, and it gets harder to fish come middle of July. You can still fish there and still do well, but we fish there a lot in June. Pike fishing's outstanding. The walleye fishing's incredible. But again, Kestegan is your true outpost where you're on your own, you're roughing it.
Sounds incredible. I'd just like to thank you, Greg, for hosting us this week. It was an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you very
you
much.
so much. Great job, Mike.